don't you think Bernie was like the first step in that? Like, Bernie's no perfect person, right? I'm not the most gigantic Bernie Sanders supporter because I've talked to economists that tell me that what he was proposing is not fiscally possible.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're right or he's right, and it's all real tricky to me. Like the idea of democratic socialism, like, boy, it sounds good. It sounds good if people got more. I'm warming up to the idea of universal basic income. I kind of like that idea because I think if you think about how much resources we spend on things like cops and firemen and damage done and police and rather prisons, and how much time maybe we could avoid some of that, like maybe a big chunk of it. I think universal basic income has like some real. It's got it's something that we should explore as a culture. But I think also requiring people to do certain things, like in the community, requiring some sort of community service. Like, how nice would it be if, I mean, it's nice to be able to pay someone to take out the garbage, but maybe we'd appreciate each other more if we all took out the garbage once a month?
No way, man. I disagree with that. That's what they're doing in Venezuela, by the way.
What are they doing?
They're forcing people to...
be civil servants?
To be farmers for like 60 days out of the year, something like that. But
to make them feel good about farmers?
No, because like Venezuela is fucking imploding, and they need like But I'll tell you, man. Anytime the government or federal workers get more power, in whatever way it may be, that's a bad thing for all of us.
Right.
And I think that the more we can push their fucking tendrils out of our consciousness, the better.
Right.
And so anytime anyone is suggesting some new, I don't care how fucking utopian it sounds, anytime anyone, here's the thing, do you think the government is corrupt? If the answer is yes, why would you want to give them more power?
Why would you want to give them more tax money?
Yeah, yes. Why? There's no...
Right.
Now...
Because when you're talking about taxing people, you're not talking about giving that money directly to the poor people.
Right.
You're not.
Yeah, man.
You're talking about it going to the government, and the government distributes it with no receipt.
Right, man.
That's what they do right now.
Yeah, we don't want that. That's fucked up. If these people up there, if they were like, somehow we actually... Just imagine, here's a crazy fantasy. I don't know how you'd implement it, but let's imagine we had a system where every 4 years, some of the coolest, smartest people in the country became our leaders. Wow. That would be fucking insane.
The coolest, smartest people don't want that job just by nature. It's a strange job, the idea of wanting to be the person that's in control of everything. And I think until it goes horribly wrong, we're going to stay on the outside and we're going to go, oh, somebody, come on, somebody, come on, somebody.
I'll tell you, man, I think some of the coolest, smartest people, because they're so cool, I'm just saying, this is a mystery how to get to them, but let's just say you could. It's a mystery how you get to them. Let's say, and let's imagine there was...
Who are they?
What?
Who are they? Give me. I mean, you don't even have to name a person, but give me the attributes you would want.
I would take somebody like Elon Musk. Mm-hmm. I would take somebody like you. I would take somebody. Why not? I would take somebody like.
Because I don't want the job.
What?
I don't want the job. Okay. I bet Elon doesn't either.
All right, fine. But we all sit together in a room, and we're like, "Hey, man, let's imagine like 5 more badasses, right? We all sit together in a room, and we say, listen." I know none of you guys want this fucking job. You're successful because you're super smart and you're super cool and you're having great lives. But would you consider for a couple of years helping us work this shit out so the planet gets a little better? And I guarantee, now again, this is a fantasy, but I guarantee that there will be very few people in that room who'd be like, no, I'm going to live my life. You'd be like, yeah, I'll do it for 2 years. No problem. I'll do it for 4 years. Sure. I would love to help. And so for 4 years, you go into this job truly thinking, man, I'm going to see if I can reduce the number of people who are fucking uneducated and hungry and the bombs going off, and I'm going to try to do it by using all of my smartest friends, and I'm not doing it because I'm going to get money from this group or that group. I'm doing it because it feels like the right thing to do. Do you know what that's called, man? That's called the American fucking dream that the founding fathers came up with. That was the idea. We're going to have a group of brilliant, wonderful people who want this particular swath of human beings to be a peaceful, what is it? A peaceful place where you can experience life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, right? Freedom, autonomy, community, all of these beautiful things. That was the idea. Beautiful idea. It'll almost make you cry when you think about how beautiful a fucking idea that is. And then to imagine that that idea over the course of time was gradually deteriorated, gradually infiltrated, gradually broken down. And of course it was, because when there is a powerful empire, the empire is inevitably attacked by entities that want to take it over. Of course, it's the nature of things. Something powerful, some asshole wants that power. And so an analysis of the system over the course of time, or in an intentional infiltration by people who have all the money, or just some systemic degradation, a slow sort of collapse of a million different systems inside the thing, has happened. That has happened. And yet the concept remains one of the most beautiful ideas, one of the most incredible fucking ideas. They cannot erode the concept.
Well, maybe it can still be saved with technology. Maybe the transparency that's being afforded by technology is going to somehow or another step in and put a halt to what we see as just a standard operational behavior of corruption and influence. Corruption and influence is just so standard that it's right in front of us. When CNN is printing Hillary Clinton's annual earnings for the past 2 years is $21 million, and no one's batting an eye. She's sitting there with her bite suit. She has that bite suit on. Looks like a fucking German shepherd's going to jump out of the bushes and grab her suit. She walks around these boxy bite suits, and she's making ungodly sums of money from just talking, and she's doing it right in front of our face.
Yeah.
That's one of the beautiful things about Bernie Sanders. One of the most beautiful things. He says, I didn't take a dime from those people. I don't speak to the banks.
Yeah.
Because what did you say when you got paid $500,000 plus or whatever she got paid to speak? How much did she get paid to speak to the banks? Because there was something fucking bananas about that one. There was one of the ones that she got paid. It might have been the $250 million.
The speech she won't release.
Yeah, there's a bunch she won't release. She won't release the ones where she talks to banks.
They'll get released.
They speak in Latin. They get together. They fucking burn babies. They start talking in tongues and shit. They're all eyes wide, shut it out.
Yeah.
Hoods on and fucking candlelight. Pentagrams everywhere.
Yeah, man. I wouldn't be fucking surprised if there's a few things they do that we might consider to be a little abnormal when they get together.
Bohemian Grove. Look, Bohemian Grove, whatever the fuck they're doing there, whatever they do it for whatever reason, they really do, or at least used to, dress up in robes and burn an effigy in front of a fucking giant owl statue, okay? There's a video of it. It's real. For them, they say it's fun, and it's just like one of those frat pranks or traditions that people do. Well, they'll dress up in weird costumes and they go through some weird skull and bones ceremony that their grandpappy did, and everybody does it because you want to be, what is that? What is it called? Pledged? You want to be pledged? Initiated. Yeah, I mean, come on, man. There's a real video of these fucking multi-millionaire guys meeting in Bohemian Grove and burning these look at that. Hillary Clinton was paid $225,000 to speak at Goldman Sachs Builders and Innovators Conference.
Builders and Innovators.
At the Ritz-Carlton Dove Mountain Resort in Marana, Arizona. That is a golfer's paradise. All those rich dudes out there golfing. Driving those convertible Mercedes with the metal
Golfer's
tops
paradise.
that close and open in like 13 seconds. Yeah, these guys are, look, they're all fucking monsters.
You know, man, I'll tell you, this is something I was thinking. And by the way, I'm sorry I did a fucking seemingly patriotic spiel. I didn't know that was
not
inside
patriotic
of me.
at all. Look, it is patriotic, but it's you're right. These people were massively repressed by Europe. They took this incredible chance of getting in boats and coming across an ocean.
Yeah.
In a time where we were navigating things with something that looks like a protractor.
Yeah.
I mean, they had sextants. You know, they're staring at the fucking constellations trying to figure out which way to go. They're manipulating the air to get there. It's fucking amazing.
And a lot of them are doing that because they want to worship God in a certain way that they're not able to do where they're coming from.
But even whatever their rationale for leaving, they still have the balls to get on a fucking boat and make it across the ocean.
Yeah.
So that puts them in a better place in my eyes than those pussies that stayed back and believed in logic but lived under the rule of the queen.
Yeah.
Those dummies, or the king. Was it a king back then?
Probably
a
king.
They probably had kings. But my point is, I don't have a point. But if I had a point,
what would it be?
It would be, that's the reason why America is so fucking badass. That at least the reverberations of the initial instincts to start it still exist.